Good morning, Peter Brown.
Good morning. How you doing, Frank?
Freedom Trampoline Parks, and we hear that you're running the whole international Trampoline Park Association expansion out of the UK, and it was a great show there. So tell me a little bit about the show that you just had a few months ago.
Yeah, so back in May we had the first European show. It was in London. It was well attended. We had over 250 people at the show. So for a first European venture, I think it went really well. Well received by the exhibitors, and there was lots of stuff about the standard that the IATP have helped to introduce in the UK. Lots of training sessions that went on, and explanations to the industry as to what they need to do to comply with this new standard.
Yeah, we hear there's about 400 trampolines parks in existence now outside the US.
I would think so,
and
easily.
Where are most of them? I see lots of dots in the UK. And
yeah, so there's nearly 200 parks in the UK. Nearly 200 parks in the UK, so a lot of expansion in the UK. Europe's now really starting to move. We're definitely seeing that.
Right.
So
Any
France,
particular countries?
they're all moving. They've all 30, 40, 50 parks. France, Germany, Spain, they're all starting to move, which is exciting for the industry.
We hear that Moscow has,
I'm sure,
2030.
absolutely,
yeah, all over.
Yeah, China's starting to move. The international market for trampoline parks has really kind of got some pace to it now.
Any idea, projections, or where you're going to go in 5 years internationally?
I have no idea how many parks we'll get to. I think it depends on the markets. The UK has been incredibly aggressive. In 2 years or 3 years, 200 parks. So depending on how easy it is to get buildings and what the barriers to entry are, right, will depend on how quickly markets develop.
Well, our estimates say you'll have about 4,000.
It doesn't surprise me.
Pretty simple.
Yeah.
And so this is great. Any differences between opening a park in UK as opposed to the United States?
Well, I mean, there's some things that are easier, some things are harder. I don't think there's any massive differences. The biggest challenge is securing the buildings and making sure that they're the right building in the right locations. It's learning from the US model has been a good thing for the UK businesses. That's why we come along to the international conference so that we can see other businesses.
Do they have the big boxes, retailers that are going out of business throughout the world like they do in the United States?
Yeah, and there's more of a trend in Europe to start adding retailtainment, as they call it. So adding entertainment into retail destinations is starting to pick up pace in Europe. So those big boxes are then being subdivided, and you're going in next to the cinema and next to the restaurant. So that's starting to happen more and more.
Excellent. How about other countries? Do you need more Peter Browns in different countries?
We absolutely do. So Europe is the next big challenge for us. I think we need to put a standard in place for Europe. We need for the countries in Europe, France, Germany, Spain, to get together, to form an association, to form a committee, so that we can then get a European committee. So we have one person from each of those countries to represent on a European committee so that we can write a European standard. But until the countries have mobilized themselves and formed an association and come under the IATP, of course, but formed their committees, it's very difficult to drive Europe forward.